Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Rosita here. So, today I'm going to actually talk about common frustrations. So, every single week, without fail, all my students, tell me their frustrations, whether, they feel like they're backtracking in their voice or they're constantly without air, that they still feel tight, but they're getting the breathing correctly. So, I'm going to So what I do with my students, especially in their first lesson, I tell them what to expect. So before you guys, and it doesn't matter if you're taking singings with me or any other vocal coach in your area, if you're taking online singing classes or a package from the CDs, like Sing for Success or anything, which are great, by the way. No matter what, you're going to feel certain frustration, certain problems. Now, mind you, like any journey, like anything that you're learning something new, is that there are going to be milestones that people will have to overcome. Now, another reason that I'm doing this video blog for you guys is that as of late, a lot of students, they get so frustrated and they don't realize they start to believe that they can't sing, and they expect that they're going to be like sounding like Mariah Carey, Kelly Clarkson, Whitney Houston within a month. But that's false expectancy. One thing I can guarantee you guys, when you're taking singing lessons, is that you will improve within a month. So I started a presentation for you guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. So I sound like a person from the South. Hey, y'all. All right. All right. Common frustrations. So I was actually looking up quotes, to inspire people, and I saw this. Forget perfect on the first try. In the face of frustration, your best tool is a few deep breaths and remembering that you can do anything once you've practiced 200 times. Seriously. That is the truth, especially the breathing part when it comes to singing. Don't expect to be perfect after the first lesson. Whether if it's singing lessons, guitar lessons, if whatever music lessons you're taking, or tennis or sports. All right. So in this presentation, I'm going to go over the common frustrations that many of my students tell me. One of the things that I tell my students in their first lesson is what to expect. Now, it is not to scare them off, but for them to realize that they are not going to be the only ones feeling certain frustrations. Also, I prepare them on what to expect on how they're going to feel physically. Singing is very physical, so one can feel and hear the difference. All right, let's start with common frustration number 1. When I begin to relax my throat using my diaphragm correctly and from my head for singing, I find myself yawning. Well, guys, that's actually a good sign. That is completely normal. When you're using your diaphragm correctly, you are receiving more air than normal. So that is why you're going to yawn more. Now, when we inhale, we're going to push out our stomach out. And then when we exhale, we're going to gently pull our stomach in. By doing that, we're actually expanding our diaphragm. And when we do that, we're actually receiving more air. Because a lot of us, we actually take shallow breaths using raising our chest and raising our shoulders. Problem number 2, I have good breathing technique. Both my tongue and jaw is relaxed, however, I tighten up anyway. Well, unfortunately, guys, if you tighten up anyway. It's just what it's controlling the support. When it comes to singing, having a balance is important. If you're still having a feeling of tightness, you are not balancing the support that you need when you are taking the breath. Basically, when it comes to it, it's the bad habits. Make sure everything is aligned and that your shoulders and chest are not rising. Number 3. My past singing teacher told me to use my nose to breathe in order to sing, but I still feel tension. Okay, every time I hear this, I get really frustrated myself. So not only you students get frustrated, so do I. Now, this is a misconception. This is if a vocal coach teaches you to sing only using your nose, then that person taught you incorrectly. Okay, we are supposed to use primarily our mouth to breathe. In college, one of my teachers put this beautifully. We use both our nose and our mouth to breathe. Primarily our mouth because it's a bigger hole in our face. You cannot argue with that. We use both our nose and mouth at the same time. When using the mouth, you are bringing in more air rather, compared to the nose into the body, resulting in a tension-free feeling. So when you only use your nose to breathe, I'm actually going to get this out in just a moment, so you guys can see me. Okay. So when we only use our nose, you can see that my chest is raising up. And then also my shoulders. When doing that, you're automatically going to feel not only tension here in your chest, but you're also going to feel tension here in the sides of your throat. By doing that, you're actually cutting off the air passageway. So you're only receiving less than what you should. Now, when I tell my students how to breathe, I always tell them pretend that if you're from California or Texas, I just found out they have this in Texas, an In-N-Out burger. And if you guys don't know what an In-N-Out burger is, visit Texas or California and just try one. It is so good. So bad for you, but so good. And it's cheap. Oh, now I'm hungry. All right. So usually the In-N-Out burgers, I have to open the mouth like this. Oh. Now for a lot of people, that just seems really weird. But when you notice like a lot of singers, they keep their mouth open because it actually affects the tone. And also, it gives them what they need to breathe. So I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So early in the presentation, I did mention that we use our diaphragm. We got to push our stomach out. I'm going to take it off for you guys. Notice how my mouth is open. My shoulders are down. And you don't see sorry, I was going to Spanish and you guys, my chest raising, no, my shoulders. I'm also using my nose. And nothing here is raising. All right, let's get back to the slide. Okay. All right. Next one. I'm completely tone deaf. I'm not getting these exercises. I'm literally laughing inside when I hear this. That's something I'm not going to deny to you guys. So, well, really about 4% of the human population are legitimately tone deaf due to a cognitive condition called amusia. Obtaining pitch is a coordination between breath, ear, and brain. For some, it's easier than others to obtain pitch, and for others, it requires more work. But that doesn't mean that you can't sing. If you legitimately believe that you have this condition, consult your doctor. But please keep in mind, amusia is a rare condition. Now, I was reading an article about this, and apparently, people actually who have this condition, the amusia, they really don't like music because they don't get it. Not because they can't hear the pitches, but they don't get the reason behind music. Granted, I don't know if that's true or not. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that's not. But I guess that's one way that you can, it's like one thing you might have amusia or something. I don't know. It's how their brain works. So going back to this is that there are pitch exercises that we can do, and which I'm going to do some warm-ups, after this presentation. All right, here's one that I've been getting a lot as of late. A couple students, actually, in fact, in 1 week. I feel like I'm backtracking when taking lessons. I feel like I sang better before. Am I doing something wrong? Answer: we have to go backwards to go forwards. We are tweaking out the bad habits so we can start with a new slate, and it is then we will hear the massive difference in your voice. Now, prime example, breathing. I'm going to show my face again. Breathing, for an example. We're so used to breathing using our chest and lifting up our shoulders, which causes us to have short breaths. That affects our tone, our pitch, and also our support. And that result, and also lifting up your chest and your shoulders, it results in us having to lose our voice, raspy voice, a hoarseness, also losing it completely because we're using our throat, our pharynx, to sing. But our throat is a resonator. It's not supposed to be used to sing, except you're learning a certain technique. But that's what they use, our diaphragm. So a lot of people, when learning this, they're hearing something different, a different tone, so they think they're doing it wrong. Also, if you guys were taught to sing the bad habits, such as using the nose, most of the time you're going to be singing nasal. So when you start learning how to use your diaphragm and have your mouth open, you're going to have a bigger, more beautiful, fuller tone. So a lot of people think like, no, that's wrong. No, you're just not used to hearing that. People are used to of how they sounded before, but they don't realize that we're actually improving them. We're actually fixing those bad habits. Also, when learning like the physicalities of singing, I tell my students, what to expect, how do they feel. So, for instance, again, with the breath, right, raising their chest and shoulders, they're going to feel shortness of breath, short breaths. Also, when they're doing a 5-count breath exercise, one, which I'll show later, is they're going to feel the abs a lot. Singing is it's very, very physical. And the cool thing about learning how to sing is that you can physically feel the correct and incorrect way the more you practice. With that said, when my students, feel a difference, like, oh my gosh, I can feel it, they start self-coaching themselves. Please leave the coaching to me and the other vocal coaches, because we know what's going to happen next most of the times, or for good coaches, all the time. Okay, let's go back. All right. A person is used to what they had sounded before, so anything new, a lot of people think that they're doing it wrong or backtracking. Also, when they become more aware of the physicalities of singing, we are automatically I need to edit that. Oopsies. We automatically think something is wrong. Singing is a sport. You will feel the training like if you were practicing a sport. Of course, there are more common frustrations that we go through, but frustration comes with the journey. Don't allow the frustrations to stop you. Allow them to make you grow. I know when a beginning singer, people expect to sing like Christina Aguilera, Beyonce, Whitney Houston, etc. after a month, but no, they enter with false expectations. What I can guarantee you is that you will hear improvement leading towards your singing goal. Frustrations is a part of learning, or rather are a part of learning. So I'm going to end this. This society is driven by neurotic speed and force, accelerated by greed and frustration of not being able to live up to the image of men and women we have created for ourselves. The image has nothing to do with the reality of people. So what does Yoko Ono mean by that? In society today, we're highly judgmental people, especially in the first try, right? They base our personality, everything about, on how we dress and how we talk. And whenever we're humming to a tune or singing to Hello by Adele on the radio, we're like, oh, she can't sing. Allow Adele to sing. Then we get discouraged with ourselves thinking that we can't sing, that we don't have talent. So if you can speak, you can sing, all right? Unless you have amnesia. But, well, you could learn how to rap, technically. Okay, anyways. If you can speak, you can sing. Yes, there are people who are naturally talented of having a voice, of the capability of singing, but that doesn't mean you can't. You just gotta work. Now, you don't have to take lessons in order, to be a professional singer or anything, but say you have a karaoke party coming up and you just don't want to be that person. Just learn the basics of singing, the technique, and you will hear your voice improved within a month. But don't expect to sound like a professional in a month. People don't know what goes people don't know the behind the scenes of singing. So technically speaking, they don't have a right to judge you or right to say that you cannot sing, that you should never sing, that you don't blend or anything like that. You do have the right. And yes, you can sing. I'm a firm believer in that. I have students who, I'm not going to deny they're a challenge when it comes to pitches, but the good thing is that month by month, I hear them improving and I see the work and I see the frustrations. And trust me, the people are putting them down. Especially with a couple of my choir members that have private lessons with me. The people making fun of them, they have natural talent. And they said, they don't even belong in the choir. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. If you want to see my mean side, don't talk without knowing stuff. I don't have 3 degrees in music for not able to train. But these people, these students of mine, are going to be an inspiration to others. That's without a doubt, and builds that confidence. So it's not about how fast you can learn something and how good you will be able to sound like closer to sound like a professional. It's how you improve. And that should be motivation for you alone. So with that said, if you guys have further questions or doubt, please go ahead and click the link for Take Lessons and click the button, ask a question that goes directly to me. Now, please do not ask me for my phone number. All right, most likely I'm not going to give it to you unless if you do purchase a package, then you'll have all my contact information. But it's just for safety precautions. And also if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching this on my page, do not hesitate to post your questions under here as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. It's a new day, and just strive to do your best. And don't listen to the other people that are trying to put you down. Meh. All right, take care.